Wabash Valley Chevy Dealers Sports Desk. Here's Jack Burney.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Plenty to get to on the diamond with both Indiana State baseball and softball in action. But we start on the gridiron. Indiana State football wrapping up spring ball at Memorial Stadium this afternoon with the annual blue and white spring game. It was a picture-perfect day for some football at Memorial Stadium, and the first big play would come from the defense. It's just 3 plays in. Maddox Blackwell intercepts quarterback Cade Chambers' pass, and he's going to return it all the way to the house for a pick 6. He's going to celebrate with his teammates in the end zone. The defense was fired up as that play ended the first offensive series. Chambers and the first-team offense would respond on their next drive. Here he throws one down the field, and Kevin Barnett goes up and makes the acrobatic catch over the defender for a first down, and that Chambers to Barnett connection strikes again a few plays later as Cade finds Kevin up the seam in the end zone for a Sycamore touchdown to end the second drive. As the Indiana State offense off to a good start. And a player to watch on the Sycamore defense is former South Vermilion Wildcat Joey Shue. Here he gets to Chambers to record a sack in the backfield. And how about this play a little bit later from the second-team offense? Former West Vigo Viking quarterback Dane Andrews throws it up, and it's hauled in for the first down by DeAndre Rhodes. Overall, a great day of football over at Memorial Stadium as the Sycamores look ahead toward the start of the regular season.
Up front, I thought our activity up front, defensive line, a lot of guys got a lot of reps, and that's what spring ball is all about. Guys that have played a lot of football, really taking that next step and being not a good player, but being a great player.
Well, hopefully that the work that I put in can speak volumes for itself. I don't want to say that I've done good or done bad, but I feel like I've definitely gained some confidence and try to take the role of more of a vocal leader and be a guy that people look to when things aren't going our way, and be a guy that people look to when things are going our way. So definitely trying to take a step up in those aspects, and hopefully everything else can speak for itself.
Our receiver room is the closest we've ever been, not just in terms of on the field, but off the field. We're always hanging out with each other, building that connection, because that's what we need to build, and we need to hold each other accountable. And if I have a bad practice, someone should come to me as a younger guy. So it's nice seeing other guys make plays too. So when it comes down to the fall, and when it comes down to that fourth quarter, 2-minute, we can rely on more than 2 guys. So.
Over to baseball. After Evansville beat ISU 2-1 last night to snap the Sycamores' 14-game winning streak, Indiana State looked to start a new winning streak today, and more importantly, even up the series against the Purple Aces. Connor Fenlong gets the ball for ISU in this one. Sycamores up 1-0, bases loaded, top of the first, and Grant McGill adds to that as he lines it into the right field corner. 2 runs come across the score as the Sycamores jump out to a 3-0 lead. Same inning, it's Parker Stinson. He chops this one back to the pitcher, and the Aces throw to first, allowing Keegan Watson to score, and it's 4-0 Indiana State. Next inning, Mike Sears at the dish for the Sycamores. He's going to hit this one deep to left field, and it's going to be good for a sacrifice fly as Adam Pottinger scores for the 5-0 Indiana State lead. The Sycamores go on to win this one 7-4. ISU will look to win their 6th straight MVC series in the rubber match against the Purple Aces tomorrow at 2 p.m. Sticking with the Sycamores and over to softball. Indiana State looking to win their 14th MVC game this morning, which would be the program's most conference wins since the MVC's inception back in 1984. Sycamores hosting second place Missouri State. 2-2 bottom of the first. How about the squeeze play? As Andy Tokarik bunts it down the first base line, Kennedy Shade comes across to score to give ISU a 3-2 lead in this one. Missouri State leading 5-4 in the bottom of the 5th, but Kaylee Barrett changes that with one swing of the bat. She hits it deep to left center, and it is out of here. Barrett's 4th homer of the year makes it a 6-5 lead for the Sycamores. Fast forward a little bit later, top 7th. Sycamores trying to hold on to the lead and close it out, but Mackenzie Vaughn comes through for the Bears. She hits this one into right field. 2 runs coming to score, and the Bears take an 8-7 lead, and Missouri State goes on to win by that same score, 8-7. Sycamores will look to win the series tomorrow at noon at Price Field. That's a wrap for sports. It's the Reynolds Wrap right after this.